So the creator of Xbox says power race does not work anymore. Exclusivity is the key now. I would agree with him. I would agree with him in terms of hardware power not mattering anymore. We have all the hardware power we could ever need, and it's all about making the right game, which is something that apparently a lot of people are not able to do anymore. Folks, as always, welcome to the channel, and if you like the content, do subscribe. I was just doing the video about comparing Avowed with Skyrim, and it's crazy. Skyrim is clearly better. And you're not only talking about graphics, which, incredibly, you have very old games that have better graphics than some of the things you see these days. And it's about how comfortable companies are, doing subpar efforts, how demanding it is in terms of excelling. They just don't seem to care. It's all about hitting a few boxes and putting a product there for suckers to buy, or even better, pre-sales without even seeing the right game, and you only see a little trailer. It's a little cinematic cut that has very little to do with the actual game. All of these things have been extremely damaging to the gaming community. And as our friend here says, amidst declining Xbox hardware, the company has raised hopes by saying that the next generation Xbox console will have the largest technical leap. However, Xbox creator Seamus Blackley is skeptical about this strategy. According to him, via Video Gamer, advertising a console as the most powerful is old-fashioned, hence it does not work anymore. It was a concept that worked in the era of the PlayStation 2. Yes, I was around, and yes, that was true. And the Xbox was released. I did have both. It was the most powerful console, I like the PlayStation 2 a little bit better, even though I had games that were okay. Given that it was the only console that could run games, including Knights of the Old Republic, Halo, and others. However, now, if we compare the raw power, Xbox Series and PS5, they are very close, so this concept is not reliable anymore. Being the most powerful was also important to get the guys going in the future, and then how they manage that brand and the story going forward is not my fucking fault, and it is not, I would not have done things the same way. I don't know if it would have been more or less successful, but I certainly think this narrative around being more powerful is not helpful today. I remember seeing like Gran Turismo when it came out in PlayStation, and I had to buy it just because I couldn't believe what was happening on the screen right, and that was compelling. And he makes the case that the thing that matters is the library, and he does mention, I believe, that the Nintendo Switch is not the most powerful, but yes, it's very successful. And if you played Breath of the Wild, which I did, did I finish, or was it one of my kids? I don't remember anymore. Just too old. But god damn it, it is a wonderful game. It is very enjoyable, a lot of fun, and even in terms of graphics, and it should not be that a game is defined by its graphics. You have, maybe the game I played the most, especially with my kids, was Terraria. Terraria is insanely good and has these pixel shitty graphics. Doesn't matter. The game is what matters. The fun that you have, the moments that you have with that game. So Terraria is great, especially if you have kids. Best game there is, no doubt. There were times in which it was myself and my 3 kids playing in this split screen, a big TV and all. But it's those things, and you look at the graphics, and the graphics suck. Doesn't matter. So. And even then, even if you want to go for the graphics, you have some of the older games that have excellent graphics. Hardware is fine. It's capable of doing anything you need a game to do. It's just about the game. And that's what we have problems with. There's no creativity. There's no being an asshole anymore. There's no insulting anyone anymore. There's no being misogynistic anymore. I remember playing Fallout 2 when you were like, in Fallout 2, you were a pimp, you were a corn star actor or actress, you did scenes. It was hilarious. It was the most funny thing you could ever think of. And graphics were as old as dirt, and still the dialogue, it is memorable. When you have memorable dialogue, it matters more than a memorable graphic, right? It is this storytelling. Some of the best games, and yes, you can combine both. And it is certainly about the game, the story, the journey that you have, the graphics, the music, the text, right, that you're reading. Games like Breath of the Wild and all of these games that you look at the graphic and you go, well, yeah, which is this? Oh man, I'm fucking. Which is this game that I love so much? The one in which you go, you know exactly what I'll be talking about. The one in which you go killing the monsters, and it has it's a poem of a game. Name, just escapes me right now. But the one in which you go slaying the titans, right? Shadow of Colossus. All right, there you go. That's a poem of a video game. Graphics, music, environment, atmosphere, the sound of the wind at times, the horse. You don't have a thousand, you just have one horse. That's all you need. You have one sword. That's all you need. And yet, one of the best games ever made. So the guy is right. We are focusing way too much on crap that doesn't matter anymore, and we are not focusing on things that we should. But that's the way it is. Guys, see you next time. Take care.